Well, we're back this week for another edition of Te Akau TV, joined today by Ben Gleeson. Ben, all things over in Melbourne seem to be going pretty well at the moment.
Yeah, you could say that. It's been a pretty unbelievable spring so far, let alone last week, to have 4 runners from Friday to Sunday for 4 winners, including winning 2 stakes races. Doesn't get much better than that, especially with some of the odds that they're at. You know, they weren't too fancied in the market, but our horses are running, to our expectation, but much above market expectation, which is great. And we're at 9 winners for 24 runners at the moment, which is roughly 24, 25, which is a unbelievable feat from our team. So thrilled with the way things are going.
Absolutely airborne, some would say. But let's talk about those winners of the last week in Australia. So Cranbourne Friday night, Al Paramore, she shapes as a nice filly heading towards some of those staying features during Cup Week.
Yeah, she is. She looked to relish the step up to 2,000. Still very raw. She sort of got to the front the other night and ducked and weaved, and Blake said she sort of did everything she possibly can to try and lose the race, but she just doesn't have that confidence yet when she's in front and got nothing around her. So Blake certainly rode her strong to the line, and he said, look, I think she really is going to eat up, 2,400. So she'll go to Flemington on Derby Day and run in the Wakeful, which is a great lead up for 3-odd fillies in the Oaks. And hopefully we can get some black type with her. And we're probably going to ride her cold now and let her attack the line and see if having horses in front of her and her getting there last minute will be the hopefully the devastating factor.
And Bellatrix Star, she seems to keep improving. We knew she was talented from her feats in New Zealand as a 2-year-old, but she's obviously started to show her true worth over in Australia, winning her last 3 runs, the Group 3 and then the Group 2 there at Caulfield on Saturday. Where's her limit, Ben?
Hopefully it's beyond a Group 1. To have what we think is a good chance in a Coolmore, we'd hope she'd step up this much, but for her to go and win a Group 2 on the weekend and beat the older horses, it's just an unfathomable progression. And I think she's still going upwards. She's just come back from the beach today, where she spent 4 days in a paddock and the beach, and she looks amazing. She's just so happy. She's actually doing a lot of mannerisms that Imperatrice used to have, where she'd just stop and stare, and you just knew she was in the right zone. So Laura, who rides her as well, is just thrilled with her. And if we can have a smooth couple of weeks now into the Coolmore, and you never know what might happen with the 3-year-olds in the Everest or along the way, but she's won down the straight, and I think it's scary how good she's becoming, and hopefully she can take that final step.
Yeah, it'd be interesting as a filly against the boys and a lot of those colts as well. So all eyes will be on her there in the Coolmore on Derby Day at Flemington. And then Sunday, mate, that was a pretty good day. 2 winners there, Stage and Screen, and then Midnight Blue took out the Seymour Cup. Yeah,
it was a super day. Seymour's actually my hometown, so it was really nice to go home and win our local cup. Meant plenty, and especially with Midnight Blue. He's been a journeyman, and for him to win first up at a mile in a stakes race was just unbelievable. We liked him. We honestly thought he was a good chance, but everyone just, as they probably have while he's been in our stable anyway, have sort of written him off. But yeah, a massive effort from the team to get him ready first up at a mile. It's a tough ask, that, especially in a good race. He hasn't won over that sort of course for years, And then, Stage and Screen, she's a very promising filly. For her to win the way she did, I think they ran nearly a second quicker than both the older horse 1,200-metre races that day, which for a filly on debut holds her in pretty good stead. And given she's by Ace High, she's going to love getting out to 1,400, which she will during Cup Week. And hopefully she can, she's an immature filly, but hopefully she can keep together and progress to 1,000 guineas.
Excellent. So if you'd keep an eye out there on the next couple of weeks, Caulfield there on Saturday, Ben. 3 runners take their place. I guess kicking off there with the filly Exuberance in the Group 2000 Guineas prelude over 1,400 metres. Draws barrier 9, has the Magic Man Gel Marrero on board. She was pretty good on debut there at Geelong, and then did the job well there to win at Cranbourne a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, she's a really progressive filly. I'd say the last couple of weeks she's come on so much. Just she wanted to do things a little bit vigorously in the past, get it over and done with. And she's slowly coming around to learning to build through her work and showing us that she's going to get 14 to a mile. So it's going to be key for Jo to get her to settle from that wide gate. Hopefully she doesn't sort of overdo it or get posted through wide without cover. But yeah, in an ideal world, Joe's got amazing hands, so we were thrilled to get him. We thought that they'd go perfectly together, and if he can get her to settle and switch off, I think she can really let down strongly. It's a very good field, mind you. We're going to get a good idea where we're at with her anyway in this race, and yeah, be thrilled to see her running through the line.
Excellent. And over to race number 7. So we go bang, bang, bang here in race 6, 7, and 8. So race 7's the Group 2 Millennium Sprinter over 1,000 metres. Sans Doot takes her place in this field. Obviously, Mickey D's got a pretty good affinity with the mare. She hasn't seen Caulfield before, Ben?
No, she went there Tuesday morning and had her first gallop there just for a day out and experience, which was great for her. But she got around nicely. Mick was in the saddle. He was happy. She's in awesome form. We've got her as good as we've had her this prep, and again, it's probably since the autumn when she was winning. Her coat looks great. She's fresh. She misbehaved on Tuesday morning, which is a good sign for her. So, it's a good race. She's going to have to really step up to win this one, but hopefully they go fast in front and she can be flashing over them late.
Excellent. And race 8 there, the Group 2 Tristark Stakes over 1,400 metres. Quintessa, I guess the rain came there at Flemington in buckets, and you probably didn't have a dry shirt or suit that day, Ben, but that might have affected her run somewhat going into that race there a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it was just, I know she's run on heavy ground in New Zealand, but it's just different ground when you're running against a better quality horse as well. Horses tend to get found out a bit easier, and Mark was made a good point to me. These mares, they get a bit older and they appreciate the firmer footing, and that's certainly Quintessa. And we didn't run her a couple of weeks ago. We've waited the extra few weeks, and she's just in immaculate order. She's got dapples all over her skin, and I never saw her look this good in the autumn. And so now to see her in this place, we're really happy with her. Her work's been great. Tuesday morning she galloped with exuberance, and she was really strong through the line. So I'm pretty happy with her, and I think she's going to be one of the better chances.
Not a bad jockey booking either.
Yeah. To have Zach Purton and Joe Moreira riding 2 of our 3 horses, it's pretty chuffed with it, to be honest.
Excellent, Ben. Well, I think that wraps up the runners there for the weekend. Can you steer us into which one you'd be favouring if you were to have a bet?
It all depends on the rain right now. It's bucketing down rain, and we don't want it too wet for our horses. So if it can stay better than a soft 6, great. I'd probably tip Quintessa. I think she's going to be really showing her class on the weekend. We do have a runner on Tuesday, actually, at a place called Kyneton, called Grazamba. He's debuting, and he's probably our best for the week, I'd say.
There you go, Ben. Tipping one out next week. Good on you. Thanks for your time again, mate. We'll catch you again sometime soon. We're going to cross over now to Reese Trumper, who's at the Matamata stable. Going to give us a bit of an update on the New Zealand runners. But thanks for your time. We'll catch you again sometime soon.
We have Rule of Law, who is running at Ellerslie on Saturday in race 9.
Look, he's progressed well since his good first up victory. We've had a few little setbacks with him since then, but he's in the right space of mind for Saturday. Unfortunately, he has come up with the outside barrier, so he'll have to hop away quick because he likes to be up on speed. If he was to miss it, obviously he'd get back, and it will be a bit of a struggle by the last race to make up ground, but look, the horse is flying, and even once he gets over a bit more ground than 1,400 metres, he's going to be more effective.
And before Rule of Law runs, we have a legally binding in race 5.
He's come through his last start well also. Obviously, he had that bleeding attack in his first ever race at Matamata, so that 4.5 weeks between runs is not going to be any problem whatsoever for him. He's been working up well. He does find himself in a very winnable race again, only four winners in the field, so it is a field of a lot of maiden horses in there, so expect him to be running well again.
All right, and on Saturday in race 3, we've got a 2-year-old filly on debut. Call is Renee.
Look, she trialled up very well at Rotorua. Obviously that was on a heavy surface, so she has to do it on a good track now, but her work at home's been good. Craig Grills takes the ride. He's riding very well, including for the stable, so expect her to be a top 3 contender.
All right, and down to the South Island on Sunday at Waverley, we have Mezzabine in the Waverley Cup Race 7.
She's going only fair. Look, her 2 runs have been good fitness runs, so expect her to bounce back. Obviously, barrier 1's probably not ideal for a big, rangy type of staying filly, but Lily will do all she can to get off the rail and get her improving early.
And race 7 at Ashburton, Alvento.
He's in good order. It was a very good win last start at Riccarton. A lot went wrong, but he still found a way to win. So it's down in class, really, going to Ashburton midweek now. Obviously, the outside barrier is no concern because he gets back in his races. He's allowed the foot under his feet, so expect him to hit the line well again.